kind of like Lamar. I don't think he should be starting this year. I don't think he should be starting next year. I think he actually ends up going at the end of the first round, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad pick. He's not Michael Vick. He's definitely not Michael Vick. He doesn't have the same arm or the same speed, but he could still turn into Deshaun Watson. I could absolutely see that. No, I think he's pretty inaccurate. I do buy that. But he'll extend plays and make some things happen. If he can really settle down with a good team, I like the New Orleans fit, actually, where he could sit and learn how to play some real NFL-style football for a little bit. I think he could come in and actually have a chance to be a pretty good quarterback in this league. I think if you're being safe, you're going to call him Tyrod Taylor as a prospect and his comparison.
And when Lamar Jackson got drafted, I liked the pick for the Ravens. They needed a way to get out of Joe Flacco. That was not going anywhere. And they actually made this work for a little bit. And I was kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out on Lamar Jackson before we saw him on an NFL field. We knew coming out of college that he had accuracy issues. There was no doubt about that. My question was, with some NFL coaching in a more traditional NFL scheme, can they make him a better thrower of the football? And that answer came to us very quickly. The answer was no. No quarterback in the NFL missed more throws. I believe it was 30% of throws to open wide receivers. And now you've got reports that he's trying to rework his mechanics, but the ball's coming out high. He's having a hard time picking up the offense. And they've basically committed to this run-oriented, triple option, RPO, play action offense that is going to really, limit the ceiling of this offense, and that explains a lot of this 28th ranking. Now, I'm cheering for Lamar Jackson. I hope he can figure out how to throw an accurate football, but the truth is, that's something that history will tell us it just doesn't really improve. You are either accurate or you're not. You can make slight improvements, but as I watched Lamar Jackson getting pretty much booed off the field, even though he did respond a little bit, in the playoffs with 6 passing yards with 14 minutes to go in a playoff game at home, it really makes you wonder how this team's going to turn it around offensively. And you saw a lot of signs that say, yeah, this team's not going to be able to respond from this, and they're going to have to look for another quarterback at some point. That's really the takeaway you had from watching this team in the playoffs. So obviously you like Lamar Jackson's mobility, and you hope that he can figure out how to throw an accurate football, because he does have pretty good pocket awareness. He can get out of trouble pretty easily. He might be a little eager to run, but he has something of a processor in there. He just can't throw an accurate football. So that's really where the problems start here for the Ravens for me. It's just the offense is going to be remarkably inconsistent. And then same thing can be said about Lamar Jackson, someone I've been highly critical of. He is going to get a star of the week. He played great, and we are going to acknowledge that. Now, I said this on the power rankings and the podcast. I have criticized Lamar Jackson for being an inaccurate quarterback. And what that means is not that he is incapable of making accurate throws. It is that the rate that he makes accurate throws is not as high as you desire. So only time will tell if his accuracy has actually improved. He had all day to sit back there, eat a sandwich, and then throw the football against a miserable Dolphins team that I didn't even rank in the top 32. I ranked Clemson over him as a joke, but Miami's terrible. So only time's going to tell how legit Lamar is, but definitely a step forward for Lamar Jackson. Yes, I rated Lamar Jackson low because I watched 2018, where he did miss the highest rate of throws to open wide receivers in the entire NFL, over 30%. He was not accurate last season, so yes, I did have questions about him entering this season. Do I hate Lamar Jackson? No. I liked him a lot coming out in the draft. I consistently mocked him in the top 10. I said the Tampa Bay Buccaneers should draft him. So I am cheering for Lamar Jackson, but it drives me crazy that everyone thinks I hate Lamar Jackson. I'm just going to look at a guy objectively. He was not a good NFL quarterback as a rookie. Now, 2 games into the season, he's played a college team, and he's played the team that had the number 1 overall pick in the draft this year at home, and he's dominated. Let's see how he looks against Kansas City this week, but I'm going to give Lamar credit. This is a really crazy rise. Most quarterbacks aren't going to go up, 4 overall in 2 weeks, especially against these opponents, so I'm giving Lamar Jackson plenty of credit. You just got to understand where I'm coming from. Starting with him as a 63 to start the year, people are very quick to forget that just 2 starts ago, He had a home playoff game against the Chargers and had 8 passing yards entering the fourth quarter. 8. Or was it 6? It might have been 6 passing yards. The fans were booing him, asking for Joe Flacco to come save the day. So, you can't just forget that because he's looked fun and exciting for two weeks. But I'm really excited to watch him play the Chiefs. This is a kind of cock-on-block week for Lamar Jackson. The big thing for me with Lamar Jackson was accuracy, and he's been holding on the ball a little bit too long, getting a little bit too impatient in the pocket and running too early. But the accuracy really hasn't been much of a concern for Lamar Jackson. It's not that it's elite, but it has not been as big of an issue as a high of a rate as it was in his rookie year. So those accuracy ratings keep creeping up, which is helping Lamar Jackson's overall rating. But he just shows, when he can be accurate, like he's been, he is just such a threat as a runner. And this is kind of their pathway to being a successful team. And I kind of see it a little more now. So Lamar getting into the 70s, it's that accuracy going up week after week that's definitely impressed me. Remember, he was really inaccurate as a rookie. Lamar Jackson's going to go up. Now, there's only so much you can raise when you're only throwing for 150 yards a game. I still want to see Lamar get into a passing shootout against a team that kind of makes them switch off of this kind of, I don't want to use the word gimmicky, but triple option offense. He's impressed the hell out of me, and his accuracy's been much better. So he's going up again. He's gone up a lot this year. He's been a much better quarterback passing the ball than he was last year. Lamar Jackson's going to get a boost this week. Can only give you so much credit when you're hitting wide open wide receivers against the Bengals. That run was amazing. If you are here for the Madden stuff, you'll notice that his running ability has been going up and up and up every week, even if his overall might not be MVP level, 85 overall like you might expect. Well, he just, the rating in Madden is very dependent on your ability to throw, and it's not like he's proved the ability to go out and make all these crazy throws. He's doing better things as a passer, so, it's getting recognized here. He's definitely better than where he started. But, yeah, Lamar's having an awesome year. And then for Baltimore, Lamar's going to go up again, only 22 pass attempts again or whatever, but continuing to put the accuracy concerns to bed more and more every week. Lamar Jackson going to go up another 2 overall. I understand that people think that an 80 is too low for the pretty much consensus MVP candidate. And, this is one of those cases where it is just a Madden rating. I can only raise his accuracy rating so much when he's throwing for 150, 200 yards a game on like 15 to 20 completions. Obviously, his running ability is amazing, and it makes him pretty much the best player in the NFL right now. But as far as his Madden rating is concerned, those throwing ratings do matter for their formula, so it can only go up so much. I think as a passer, Lamar Jackson, who was 26th in the league in passing attempts, 22nd in yards, and most importantly to me has shown in back-to-back seasons now the inability to become a more traditional passer from the pocket when his read option game script is thrown off track. To me, Lamar is somewhere in the 9 to 16, 17 range as a passer. Now, obviously, his game is extremely unique and difficult to rank with that rushing ability. And I think tied for 5th as a quarterback ranking is very representative of how I think that rushing ability can take Lamar over other quarterbacks who, to me, are much better passers from the pocket, which, by the way, year to year, passing from the pocket proves to be what is sustainable and what wins championships in this league. So again, Lamar Jackson is an incredible quarterback. I'm happy to admit that I was wrong about him heading into 2019 after what we saw from him as a rookie, and that he is a major reason I'm comfortable ranking this team second in the league. But I'm also not afraid to say that regression is coming here. Very, very likely. He threw for a touchdown every 10 throws last year. I'm sorry, but any thoughtful predictive analysis will tell you that that is simply not going to repeat. I will fully admit when I'm wrong, and I loved watching Lamar Jackson come out and just, to me, put up by far the best passing performance he's had in his career, in my opinion. Start to finish, threw the ball 30 times, was remarkably accurate downfield, was hanging in the pocket, throwing strikes with hands in his face. That's the kind of stuff
that's going to make Lamar Jackson sustainable as a quarterback for the future. We didn't see stuff like this last year. This wasn't really how the offense operated. What we saw this week was the Browns did a decent enough job against the read option that they forced they forced Lamar to throw the ball downfield, and he did it. He executed and was flawless in doing so. So to me, this was the most impressive passing performance of Lamar Jackson's career.